Hello students, welcome to the second part of your first chapter of science, the living world. Yesterday, in the previous video, we have already studied about the meaning of environment. We have also learnt about the story of the lazy farmer Somanna. We also learned to classify living and non-living things. In this video, you shall learn about two of the important characteristics of living beings. The first one is living beings are made up of cells, and the second one is living beings respire. So we shall see the first characteristics of living things. The first characteristics of living thing is living beings are made up of cells. Observe the picture here. There are two cells. One is plant and another is animal cell. You will be wondering what is cell, because so far up to your 4th standard you have never come across the word cell. You might have observed how a house is being constructed. When several things such as bricks, cement, water, steel, wood are arranged in an order, a house gets ready. You might have seen the construction of a house. It may be your own house, your relative's house, or your neighboring houses. Various things are required to construct a house. You require cement, you require bricks, you require sand, you require gravel, wood, water. All these things together make a house. Similarly, our body is made up of different kinds of cells. It is not only our human body, even plants and animals also are made up of different kinds of cells. Some living things are made up of just one cell and are called as unicellular organisms. Unicellular means one single celled. There are some organisms which consist of just one single cell, and such unicellular organisms are like amoeba, bacteria, paramecium. They cannot be seen with our eyes. And some living things are made up of many cells and are called multicellular organisms. Whereas there are so many other living things which are made up of lakhs and millions of cells, and they are called as multicellular organism. For example, plants, animals, human beings, they are all multicellular organisms. They are made up of lakhs and millions of cells. These cells cannot be seen with our naked eyes. We require a microscopic lens to see it. We shall learn about cells and their kinds in your higher classes when you go to your high school section. But for your 5th standard, what you are supposed to remember is every living thing is made up of cells, whereas non-living things are not made up of cells. We shall now recapitulate what we have learnt through this small video. As I have already told, cell is the basic unit of life. The basic structure of life depends upon cell. As I told you how a house is done. A house is constructed using iron bars, bricks, cement, sand and stones. All these things are used in a systematic and proper manner, and only then a house is made. A strong structural foundation for the house is made. Without these things, a house cannot be built. Similarly, all organisms, be it the plants, water animals, birds, human beings, all these living things that you are seeing in the picture here, they are also made up of different things, like how this building is made up of, and those things are called as cells. Cells are the basic structure of life. different animals, different kinds of birds, different kinds of plants, all have got different kinds of structures of cells. So this cell can be defined as the basic unit of life. Cells come in different sizes. Some are long, some are short, some are oval, some are elongated, and some cells even have got tails also. So cell is the smallest unit of a living thing. The cell has a distinct structure as well as specific function. They can survive and function all by themselves. These cells perform different functions. For example, respiration, reproduction, excretion, all our different body functions are done by cells. Though animals and birds come in different sizes and shapes, they are all made up of the basic structure of life or the basic unit of life, that is cell. We shall now see an interesting fact. A newborn baby has about 26 billion cells in its body. We shall now come to the second important characteristics of living beings, that is, living beings respire. You have learnt in the previous classes that all living beings respire or all living beings breathe. During respiration, living beings take in air, use the oxygen, and they give out carbon dioxide. All living organisms, especially animals and human beings, they use the oxygen and they give out carbon dioxide. There are special organs for different kind of animals to breathe in. For example, human beings, they breathe in through their nose and lungs. A chicken may breathe in through its lungs. A fish may breathe in through gills. Plants also depend on oxygen for their respiration. Usually they respire through stomata, that is small openings which are present on the lower surface of a leaf. So plants also breathe in air. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. They breathe through small structures that are present on the leaves called as stomata. We all know that we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Similarly, a dog, a cat, a cow, a buffalo, a tiger, a lion, all these animals also breathe in air. It is not only these animals that breathe in air, but even animals like fish, dolphin, whale, shark, they also breathe in air. Even insects like butterfly and cockroach also breathe in air. So it's not only animals, plants also breathe in air. You all might have seen a rose plant. Rose plant doesn't have nose and lungs like us. Be it any plant, none of the plants have nose and lungs. Then have you ever wondered how do they breathe? Yes, they breathe through their leaves. The leaves have small structures on them called as pores. So these pores that are small structures on the leaves are known as stomata. It is through this stomata that plants breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen. So this stomata is known as the breathing organ of a plant. It is the important breathing organ of a plant. We human beings take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide through our nose and lungs. Our nose and lungs are two of the important organs of the respiratory system in human beings. Similarly, animals like cow, buffalo, dog, tiger, leopard and others, they also breathe in through the nose and the lungs. Similarly, animals like dolphin, whale, they also breathe through the nose and lungs. We shall now see about the respiratory system in a fish. The fish stays in water. It breathes through a special organ called gills. These gills that are present on the surface of the skin of the fish, they help the fish to breathe. So, the fish has the breathing process through its gills. We shall now see about the breathing in insects like a butterfly or a cockroach that do not have noses and gills. Usually, insects like the cockroach, they breathe through a special structure. That special structure is known as air tubes. The respiration in cockroaches takes place through this air tubes called as trachea. So this is how respiration takes place in different animals through different organs. So far we have learned that this oxygen that we take in during breathing is very essential for our survival. We take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, and it is this oxygen that helps the energy in the food to be made available to the entire living body. And why do we require this energy? We require energy to do everything in our day-to-day life, right from reading a book to running to school to riding a bike, even to rest also we need energy. So this energy, how do we get it? We get it from food, and that will be the next important characteristics that you will be learning in your next. So far what we have learnt? We have learnt about the two important characteristics of living things. That is, living beings are made up of cells and living beings respire. We shall continue this chapter tomorrow with a new video. Have a nice day.